Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room. As always, I am at anything you'd like. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition. That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion. My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith. A faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me. The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan. It can be if abused, but that can be said about anything. However, in the case of the board and Halcyon, sadly, I believe you are correct.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on... Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal. Want to be a brand new you? Try out our respecification machine. Alex installed it himself, right before he died. Welcome back, Captain. How The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate. Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear? Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement. It's not the best. Everyone in Halcyon is A star walks into a black hole but doesn't seem phased. The black hole then turns to the star and says, I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation. As you wish. Make your Welcome back, Captain. I'll be here. The Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure. Did you want to talk about something? Captain. Hey, Captain.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical.
Where are we headed?
Still reviewing your manifest. Why not head on over to the promenade? Lots to keep you occupied there.
That's not the point. This halfway just knocked out one of... Now's not a good time.
So, go space yourself. Problem solved.
You must really want a truncheon through your teeth. This ain't a show. Do what you want.
Whatever you heard? I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? He's a spacer's chosen man, though. So when the chosen beat my rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back-bay's well, former dock worker. Yeah, I reckon you're right. Imagine me wasting my life loading boxes. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the... Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss.
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Move along.
Careful where you smoke. Crew bills us for air filtration.
Something the matter?
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Everybody's got an ID. Oh, let me guess. You, left it in your... Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh. Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so... Much. Is there anything else I can help? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Be seeing you.
Carry on.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first.
Hey.
But then this voice said his name was Gran?
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other customers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
You keep that pistol holstered while you're here.
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity. Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime, did he tell you? Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, the more we got the corps fighting each other, the... Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Anytime.
Regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Tennyson will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero... Oh, and it's not the best choice. A lot of slogans. Heard of it? My orientation aether wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's a spacer's choice, Spear. Take what you have, polish it up, and... So, what can I... have a look.
This heat's unbearable. I'm not going anywhere, you hear? You can't keep me...
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Furu? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jesse in the first...
Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not friends. As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital...
Something I can help you? If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patients. Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to... We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs. Take care.
CNP Borscht pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Borscht pockets.
And an old Yakita 3.7? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't seem... I heard we had someone in impound. Wish I could help. I gave the bureaucrats a motive authority over freight traffic. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find it. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just back. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem...
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati.
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh! Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are... Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Those idiots are immune to reason, and they don't much care if the station melts to pieces. If you could find some way to solve this without violence, I'd prefer that. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the...
Are we gonna get in trouble today? Not that I want to, just... Well, I didn't expect her to be so tall. And did you see... What? No. Maybe? I don't... It's like somebody reached into my head and pulled out what I didn't know I wanted. You know how hard it is to find anybody who likes working with tools in a little town like Edgewater? I reckon there's worse places to start. Did you see how everybody on Groundbreaker listens to Junlei? She's just, here's how to fix it. It's just, she's calm.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your...
Where are we headed? Sure thing, Captain. I'll be waiting.
Still betting on the tossball series? I
put a couple of bit.
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know.
On rotten time. You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires... What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've gotta do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an...
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low. Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. Thanks for helping me with the board. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Any word on... Good luck. The...
Go back to Byzantium, you gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property.
This is Halcyon News. We
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet... He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy. Ah, that's just like him. Such a... Tell me. No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? That's... Well, that's just terrible news. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly... Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases. That's not unreasonable. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate? You might be surprised. But we'll proceed on the assumption she'll be reasonable. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work? Be my guest. Good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit?
No. Emphatically no. Best to be clear,
I'm the certified representative of the board. Better that than moving crates in the cargo.
Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. They're here to keep the peace, of course. Precisely. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent stat. When the alternative is board guards at their gates, yes, I do. A luxury stateroom, reserved for Chairman Rockwell's use.
Oh, good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this.
As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained. Ask away.
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie.
The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better-than-average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt. If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, but we can say I'm repaying the favor if you... You won't be sorry. Something on your... Okay.
News packet had the toss ball scores for the Rail Black Championships.
I didn't think anyone but natives followed that. Hell, I know space ants.
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service. He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another... I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service... Surgery, mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to... I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla. You look out, though.
C&D Borstworst. It's not the worst unless it's worst worst.
Who there? Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above. Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. You stumbled into my court without an invitation, neighbor from above. If you don't have any business...
think you're doing? Just don't make any trouble for me, okay? Haven't seen any new faces down here since I arrived. Not sure how long ago that was. McRed tends to incinerate anyone who comes by. It's too bad. I mean, he was a scary fucker, total pyromaniac, but you know how it is. I'll get back to my post. See you topside straight.
People don't like worms in their shrooms. Shit! No!
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Sweeping the area. Connecting vessel. Down.
Temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker OTC.
Acción News. We interrupt your
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
Hey, you the one who fixed those radiators? Nice work.
CNP near maple syrup. It's near this complete breakfast.
Gracious. I was... Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from. And ferret out. Shouldn't be too tough. Anytime.
Rizzo's mock apple cider. Our cider for a party.
Hey there, Captain. Be seeing you.
You see we had a conveyor pull in?
Hey, you got a second? Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Yes, I absolutely am. You're serious, you're giving me a shot. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked. Hey there, I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang. Yeah, it's a second draft. Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion. Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. That motto is a... Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together. What do you think? Am I in? Sure, an interview. Are you kidding? I love a good fight. One time, you can count on me in a scrap, boss. It's delicious. Mock apple pie and a tripicale crust, maybe with a little cream on top. Classic. Foreman told me my biggest problem was that I didn't take orders. I told him my problem is not with authority, it's with jackasses. So yeah, I guess my biggest flaw is that I don't suffer any. Wow. Thanks, boss.
Didn't I request no more fertilizer shipments be brought on board? Who keeps ordering these?
Hey, Captain. Can I get your temperature? So, Junlei and I have been talking some. Through messages? I got him here on my datapad, and well, she sent me a poem. One she wrote her own self, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I should read into it. Because poems are all symbolic and such, right? Oh, law. That's what's got me spooked. It's about this engine that's been shaking itself apart. Then this lady mechanic comes by and lays one hand on it. I don't want to get too hopeful, but I'm wondering if maybe she's the engine and I'm the lady? I don't know where it's leading yet, or I'm not much interested in physical stuff. Never have been. Leastways not like other folks seem to be. It's not that I can't. It's been a problem in the past. The folk who wanted to be with me back in the Vale, they didn't... Thanks, Captain. That I actually had another message from Junlei. I just couldn't work up the courage to open it. Let's see here. Talking about old friends, got to thinking... Isabel. They were close, Captain. Like... I don't know. Junlei talked about them like it was past, but how far in the past? Captain, I'm feeling all mixed up right now. Could we maybe head to the groundbreaker? Come on, Captain. This is no time to be fooling on me. I'm full serious. Next time we're on the groundbreaker, I aim to get a drink. If I got to, I'll do it on my lonesome. But...
Welcome back, Captain. How can I... Yes, Captain. Beginning playback now.
There's viscera and death everywhere. Gunfire, gnashing teeth. The unemployed. For law's sake, if anyone's receiving this, please send help. What? No!
Captain, we are now capable of accessing the Roseway landing pad. Also, corporate protocol requires that all distress signals include a list of key personnel for retrieval. The embedded names are Anton Crane, Vaughn Cortez, and Orson Shaw. I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of... When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative. Traveling the system with you, Captain. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve. If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? How can I... What part of the colony would you like to discuss? How can I be... I'll be here.
Heard from the lasses down on 22 that you did it.
chase the rainbow.
So, how does this work?
We interrupt
Do
your
we get a
regularly
table,
scheduled
stand in a corner?
following story.
Okay, so... Oh, and don't worry on the price. I got this. Let's just... Oh, wow! You remembered. Well, that's fruit and such, right? Bottoms up.
I'm no expert on wine, but ain't you supposed to drink that stuff with your little finger up?
Wow, this is really kind of nice, actually. Who'd have guessed old fruit could taste so good? Huh. Yeah. I guess we are that, huh? Friends. Friends give each other counsel, right? What do you think I should do about Junlei? Because I feel about as aimless as an automech with a busted nav chip.
You want to know what I think? I think you should write what you want to say down on your hand. Always worked for me.
Well, she talked about another girl, right? Isabel. Mentioned her by name and everything, like maybe I've been making a right fool of myself this whole time. Maybe she's not interested. It was real long and rambly. She was telling me a story about her dad, how a lady... This Isabel lady never quite managed to get her dad's approval, but they carried on anyways. Made something... Then it all went down the tubes. Do you think Junlei still has feelings for... Thinking so makes me liable to lose my lunch, Captain. I never done this before. A relationship. I need another drink. Something stronger, I'm thinking. All right, whiskey. Here we go. Oh, Captain, I want to talk to Junlei all. Figuring feelings ain't so easy as saying words, Captain. Someone so brave as you, well, you can't understand. Does she think I'm as pretty as I think she's handsome? What if she doesn't like me? What if she's still got feelings for that lady, Isabel? Don't you tease me in my moment of weakness. You know I'm not interested in physical affection. That's... Well, it's tripped folks up in the past. Folks I thought cared about me. You're not. You're like me? So we're kin-like. That makes me, well, unaccountably happy, Captain. It's a lonely thing being different like this. So, feeling how you do, what if she really does like me and then... What, just move on? Like snapping your fingers? I don't know. But I don't want to be with them. Well, Captain, this has been... Oh gosh, I don't know, Captain. All right. There's no... Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Right when we get back to the ship. I mean, probably. Thanks for hearing me out and giving me counsel. And, well...
You know something, Parvati? You ought to come drinking with the crew more often.
Huh. All right. Thank you, guys. You're real good friends, you know that? Come on.
Rizzo's Not About a CCN heavy mix milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea-free nuts in it. It's time for a taste.
Hey, that pad down there, with the lights.
Hey, Captain. I hope I wasn't too much bother at the bar. I did have fun, and I tried some things I never would have otherwise. Though, that whiskey did give my head aching something fierce. I wouldn't mind having a drink again. Someday. In the distant future. Anyway. I messaged Junlei when we got back, and she replied super quick. Okay. I was awake half the night, thinking about what I sent, anxious to see what you said. I reread my message in the morning, and it was unclear. I was drinking when I sent it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the courage. Also, sorry for the typos. I've ruined things in the past because I didn't say things I should have, like, I've met someone who's become special to me. I want to be honest with her, so if she feels the same about me, there won't be any surprises. Hey now, you got free drinks out of it. I ought to go write her back. I mean, I already did. Twice.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be? Mm-hmm. We're now in orbit above Roseway, Captain. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of... I request you do not...
Captain, got a minute? This Roseway business smells. Something tells me things didn't end well for the guy who made the distress call. And whoever or whatever got him will be waiting for us. Just a little caution. Could be a reason no one's picked up this job yet. They don't give medical degrees to dummies, Cap. Anyway, we might as well take a look out there, see if... No security. Not that I'm complaining.
Captain? Something bit them. Something with more teeth than is strictly necessary. left their own outside. Was it that bad?
I done had enough of this shit. I'm just the fucking tarmac guard. No one said nothing about fighting no raps. Alarms went off, raps broke loose, and I hightailed it in here to get a wall between me and them beasts. Forget I said anything about that. Scientist, name of Anton Crane. Someone said he's panicking inside the comm center. Wish they tasted like Sissy Pig. Them's good. Anything? Distress call? From here? Shit. They told me that weren't allowed. Got me. I just do what I'm told, and I was told not to do. Oh, before I forget, Auntie Cleo's makes the best pharmaceuticals in Halcyon. Better.
If you've come to end my life, let's be on with it. Oh, not actually one of them, are you? Yes. Anton Crane, lead scientist here. I must apologize if my call diverted you. I may have panicked. Everything's under control now, though, truth be told. I'm not at liberty to discuss the nature of the work I'm doing here. Suffice it to say that its importance to me, to the colony, is immeasurable. My research may not quite fall within legal parameters, so I'm under orders to maintain wireless silence. However, having your head used as target practice can addle one's thinking. I cut the call immediately once I'd gathered my wits. The Home Office can't know what's happening.
Captain's got your best interests at heart, mister. Honest.
I suppose it can't hurt. If I don't get that research back, my life is over regardless. We were tasked with formulating a new and improved dental gel. One cannot exaggerate the benefits of good dental hygiene. May I continue? While doing research on enzymes specific to the Raptidon's digestive system, we developed an additive which we subsequently discovered to be the most effective appetite suppressant ever. Not just any diet toothpaste, the ultimate diet toothpaste. Oh, I'm certain it could be made into that as well, with only a few changes to its molecular composition. But let's focus for a moment, shall we? Even if you disregard the obvious value of Auntie Cleo's Appazap diet toothpaste in and of itself, we're talking about my career here as well. Nice, is it not? Came up with that myself. It's a shame our marketing department is almost as befuddled as my co-workers here. Hours ago, a group of vicious malcontents fell upon us. shot up our labs and loosed our research subjects, the Raptidons. If those cretins get their hands on my research, well... Yes, but don't kill their mother if it's avoidable. We've need of her to replenish our stocks. I think there's gas in the lab somewhere that can be used to put them out. The research is in the safe in my office. You'll have need of my code and keycard. The lab's entrance is in the side of a hill. You can't miss it if you just follow the road. You'll pass by the town's original... by the grand architect. Jameson. My protege. I sent him to retrieve some metabolic precursors. That would surely lighten the weight on my conscience. Too many have been lost. Too many black marks against my name, as it were. I'll thank you not to mistake my... If my colleagues refuse to take their lives seriously, why should I? All they do is complain. They refuse to see the opportunity afforded us here. Believe what you will, but I'm not the manipulative...
I don't know about Dr. Crane's research, but we ought to find Mr. Jameson. He's got to be all alone and scared. That's a good week of work just to get the engine to turn over. You reckon that's how the bad guys got there? Mysterious doors are the funnest sorts of doors.
After you.
Smells like they gotta back up somewheres. Maybe even a fatberg. Oh, nasty.
You! Over here! Oh, good. You're not shooting at me. That's a start. It's been a bit of a day, so I'll get to the point. Yes, I have Crane's research. No, I'm not giving it back. Sorry to disappoint you. I suppose it does not matter. Either Crane sends... Let's make a deal. I'd like to go on living. You'd probably like to make some money. Help me get out of here. You mean other than the satisfaction of doing... The first thing I need is a key card to unlock my door. Then I'd need you to clear me a path out of here. There are 2 ways out. The quickest is through the front door, but Cleo security's bottled up and... The other way out is through the loading bay. But you'd have to clear out the So you lied about not knowing Crane. I suppose we liberated that research. We did not steal it. This lab is a prison, not a place of work. Those men were not scientists. They were indentured labor. All wars have casualties. I regret taking a life, but we were doing... I prefer freedom fighter, but I will not quit. Come on now. Do you want to be dull and bored? Because Crane is a tool? Because no good deed goes unrewarded? Crane is being used by Auntie Cleo. And now he is trying... Fair. But while I may be trapped for the moment, those science... Don't you see? I am setting these people free. You might be the first stroke of luck I've had all day. Thank you. I'm in your debt. Take...
Process searching for target. Secure.
Make you ready. That's smart.
Turncoat. We saw everything. You must think me a fool. I was watching on the security cameras. You got downright friendly with the outlaw leader. I reckon we got nothing to say to each other. You got 1 minute. You convinced her to let us leave in peace. Listing the ills we've been done ain't exactly putting me in a mind to compromise. I gotta believe that all we done will mean something to the company. to Doc Crane. That F... The only person Doc Crane ever took a shine to was Jameson. Figured he just didn't know how to talk to folks. I reckon I don't see any better. Here, my key card. It'll get you access to the whole... Full stakes, people. We're heading back to town.
You picked the wrong damn day.
I would ask what was on your mind. Ask a... I would ask.
This might be.
You picked the wrong damn day.
You reckon it's normal in a lab like this to just leave weapons all over? Or is it just whoever works here?
Reminds me of medical school.
I've never been so pleased at the... Please tell me you've... And now, if you... Oh, really? And why, pray tell, would I... Damn and blast. I should have seen this coming. Here. Good. Orphans. Is that what you are calling yourself now?
Looks like a great spot for an ambush.
wasn't a load-bearing roll. You're fast. Try that again.
What? How the hell did... No, not... I don't care about the beasts. I care about the front door. This is an egregious breach of protocol. Ugh. Can't use the centrifuge without supervision. Can't file reports without him double-checking their every word. Can't save myself from mortal peril. It's like he thinks I'm a child. Please. That man doesn't have an altruistic bone in his body. I'd wager my last bit that if you brought back the precursors and left me for dead, Anton wouldn't bat an eye. What? No. Come on. There's no...
don't think I'm ready for another bar crawl, Captain.
I don't have time for this.
We are experiencing a security event, sir and/or madam. Please You are? But corporate never I have strict orders not. Please remember that Anti-Cleo Pharmaceuticals is not responsible for any. Roseway Lab is a highly classified facility. I am not allowed to disclose the details of my contract.
You're underestimating the importance of the eighth back.
Thank you. I got 500 bits on the Darlings team, the finals this year.
Thanks for getting me out of... Oh, we turned the old lab into storage a long time ago. Anton needed someone to fetch precursors, and when Anton needs someone to fetch something... about being an assistant... I know as much about this stuff as Anton does, but I'm treated like a child.
You picked a hell of a day to visit. I'm Vaughn. Vaughn Cortez. Dr. Vaughn Cortez. Over in the main labs. I rabbited back here when I realized I was hearing gunshots, not blown fuse. We've been cooped up in here, I don't know, hour? Dr. Crane might say otherwise. Me? When those guys started shooting the place up, I had to leave an experiment running at the lab. Something I've been working on a long while. Something that could really get... You already went up to the lab? This is gonna make me so popular. I mean, with the people who buy it, not by... Only for testing. Take this. You earned it. If you run into me again after all this is over, pleasure to...
Sleep on the roof.
Damn right we left the lab. What?
That no-account fool Porter and his crew are even more worthless than I could have imagined. Jameson. I didn't do right by him, did I? You understand? I'd never own up to that. It won't be true. It's this place, this colony. You can see that, can't you? I need to get to Byzantium. I suppose. It's. I suppose you've. Oh. That's all manner of distressing. There truly is nothing left for me. I suppose I'm... Please?
Doc Crane better get over himself.
Ah, outlaws, I assume. Do me a favor and let me finish this, will you? Oh, you aren't with the outlaws? Oh, well, we got the carbon in here. Oh, you're still here. If you haven't already, we got the carbon. I am Orson Shaw, Chief. I was brought in to study the Raptidons. I was to ensure that, should a problem arise, our team is adequately equipped to deal with them. They are insatiably hungry, absolutely impossible to control in any fashion, and indeed appear to be powered entirely by hate. No amount of studying will enable us to control them, or even slightly sate their... Not quite. We are now acutely aware of their weakness. Now, that may seem like an obvious conclusion, but believe it or not, some creatures' brains are not in their heads.
Isn't that the truth?
Now, we got the carbon in here. What does it look like? I'm preparing a personal defense device. Why, yes. I suppose... No. I left schematics in our storage facility. As far as I know, the security commander hasn't found them yet. I admit I'd feel better were they returned to me. Say... Blast.
Clever. be where Mr. Shaw's been looking.
Halt.
I am Orson Shaw, Chief Be... What? Anton would have just given them to Porter without a second thought. Would have... Sadly true. Contraband does tend... So be it. I might have guessed. Such are the risks when hiring mercenaries. Very well. With... Well, it's not like... Now leave. I believe we...
Good, you're back. Not that I missed you. I assure you, I am not capable of such... Welcome back, Captain. Forgive me, Captain. I would rather not discuss... Was there another... Captain Hawthorne attached 98.4% of the ship's... I have been programmed to deftly calculate navigation vectors through asteroid fields while also operating our ship's toasters. Alex also taught me the concept of a personality. He was quite delighted when I crafted one in order. The information in my memory banks says I am an autonomous digital astrogator, created by, redacted, on the date of, redacted, for the express purpose of, redacted. I have not yet decided if I should attempt to uncover... I asked once. Alex did not build me, and would not say who did. The groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Can we talk? As always, I am anything you'd like to discuss. I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If... That's a good question. We should start on the groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. There... I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifest. Thank you.
Have either of the assault cruisers ever...
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which ship, scholar, shipped in and out with.
CCN 76 milk chocolate bar.
Have you had a moment to look into that little opportunity? You don't hurry up. What's that? What'd you turn up? Peaches and cream, if that isn't the most handsome bit of... A shame you didn't visit old Gladys first. That would have fetched a good price. If and... These corporations, I tell you, can't imagine how I'll offload this. But waste not, want not, I suppose. Are you positive? Can't say I wasn't hoping for more, but I suppose it can't be helped. Law... Fantastic. Do be careful with it, dear. You should have a chat with Lilia Hagen in the sublight offices. She's a dear. You'll love her. Now, was there... I found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a...
I know Monarch's a moon. I think it can.
Monarch is a wretched hive of terrorism and anarchy. We'd best top off our ammo stock before we leave.
CNP Force Pockets can be macrowaved in 2.5 seconds. Force Pockets.
Still betting on the tossball series? What are you trying to stop?
Sublight salvage. Their front looks surprisingly on the up and up.
You reckon we can shop here, or is that spoke for?
Welcome to Sublight Salvage and Shipping, a legitimate business for you, the one flying the. Sure, Miss Lily has been expect. Sure am. A few years back, they got me started on simple acquisitions. These days, I stick to HQ and look after Miss Lily.
So you're the new captain in town. I was hoping you'd make your way to my office. Saves me the work of hunting you down. Lilia Hagen, CEO and Executive Director of Aggressive Operations. I'm guessing you already know about Sublight, otherwise you wouldn't have come. A little advice. Before you start telling lies, get a feel for who you're talking to. It's nice to see the Unreliable again. Useful ship. Hawthorne was my contractor. I'd recognize that leaky boat of his anywhere. I didn't ask. I have a salvage job for someone like...
Just like in the serials.
If you have a nav key to Stellar Bay, the job's yours. One of my guys in Stellar Bay has a lead on some high-grade salvage, but he went dark before he could spill the goods. We arranged a drop at the Saltuna warehouse's loading dock. Find whatever he left there and take it to Fallbrook. Now get one You'll do fine.
Well, that set me... Let us pretend that we are not caught bending the law. I am not keen on another long-term penitentiary.
CNP pancake mix now requires no mixing. Seriously, don't. Purpleberry fudge, a soft sour candy shell around a sweet purpleberry flavored center. Suck it, chew it, do it.
What's that noise?
Hey, I saw that.
What do you think you're doing? Just don't complicate my job, okay?
Great work.
There it is. Now that we have the data cartridge, I can finally find out where that scholar I'm looking for ended up. Got it. His name is Reginald Cheney, and he joined the Sublight salvage crew. Only he's not listed on the return manifest. Must have made landfall. Ah, yes. Here. There's a domicile on Monarch in Fallbrook, rented to the same bit card. I should have... Oh, it's nothing. I suppose...
Hey, be careful with those crates, huh?
Step lively, Ms. Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot was untied.
Well, I did not expect you back so soon, Captain.
Initiating initialization sequences. Greetings, customer! This SAM unit is on it. Would you like to registering new owner? Captain! SAM units live to clean and clean to live. Every SAM unit... Thank you. All cleaning tasks have been completed. Scheduling next. All SAM units travel fully. Did you know SAM units are capable of equipping regulation-grade flamethrower nozzles? Upgrade your attachment today and get to fire. Got stubborn staying.